sway. All the girls are on me. Damn, everybody pay attention. This right here is my pretty boy sway.
What is going on, guys? My name is Moto, and today you're going to be watching a Monster Energy Supercross 2, the official Supercross video game video here today on my channel. Now, I know I said that I was going to upload a ton of this video game right whenever it came out. I had some issues there, okay? So, I did my streams and all that good stuff. That worked really, really well. And then I ran into a lot of difficulties being able to get home in time to actually record from work, and having a bunch of other issues that just kind of blocked me from being able to record and do all of that sort of stuff. So I do apologize for the delay and all that stuff. However, my review will be coming out very, very shortly, and all that good stuff. So hopefully you can look forward to that. I actually have good insight instead of these other guys that are uploading their videos like right after the game releases. I know a couple people actually waited, like I know Wyndham waited, I know a couple other people waited for their review, so they have a good amount of insight on what they did. However, some of these guys just kind of, I mean, they had the game a week or two in advance, but it still like didn't have the actual versions, like they fixed bugs so far and all that good stuff. So regardless, let's hop into my Arlington 2019 review. I know I missed a couple weeks, but let's jump right into it. So first thing I want to say before we actually do anything, forget about this every time. The track we are racing today is my Detroit replica of 2019 Detroit, which is going to be raced this weekend. It's not exact. I looked at the track map after I made it and realized that the section to my right actually has another jump in there. So I'd imagine it's going to be a double, triple, double again. However, I don't fully know, to be honest. This section I've realized I can hit a fast line by hitting that. And I don't know, it's a really fun track. I've remade it from my original remake on Supercross the Game 1. And it's now on Supercross 2, so hopefully you guys can find that. It is called Detroit 2019, and it is on PlayStation 4 right now. So if you have Supercross 2, go on ahead and go look it up. It's a fun track. I'm loving it. I don't know, I feel like I did really good on it. So regardless, let's hop into the I guess the discussion with Arlington. So Minneapolis, obviously those races happened, and I think what even. Shoot, to be honest, I don't even really remember what happened. I know Tomac gave up his red plate. Did Webb win? Who won? I can't remember. I think Cooper Webb won, and ended up getting the red plate back to what is it? Ken Roxon. Yeah, Ken Roxon had the red plate going into Arlington, and Austin Forkner ended up having the red plate for the first round of the East, which I predicted to happen because, you know, Austin Forkner is the guy of the East Coast. Had a perfect day in Minneapolis. Ended up, you know, winning his heat, being fastest in qualifying, and being fastest in main. So now you're caught up on who had the red plate and who did well. We'll start with the 250s and, you know, Arlington. Very Glendale track. A lot of people have been talking about how Minneapolis and Arlington both had a very Glendale replica track. Map, and you know, I can't deny that. You know, it very similar tracks, and I don't know, I mean, I think they just really work for racing. I think that they're very good for what they are supposed to do, and I don't know, they bring some pretty exciting racing if you ask me. So with that being said, Austin Forkner jumps out to pole position after having a couple scary moments, almost landing on Jordan Smith. I believe he went off the track and his bike made sparks while being on the concrete. That was really interesting to watch. Very scary, but he ended up catching pole position again, being first place in qualifying. Won his heat, as did Mitchell Oldenburg on the Yamaha. And I think that's his first heat win. Yeah, Mitchell Oldenburg's first heat win. So it was Forkner and Oldenburg that both won their heats. And that was pretty much that. I don't remember the 250 LCQ. Going into the 250 main though, Forkner is just so dominant. He's so good. It's crazy. He just gets out to the lead in the heat or in the main, and pretty much just, you know, leads from there. He ended up kind of falling back a little bit, actually. He started to slow down and after he made a big gap. So I realize I've made that seem like he fell back in the pack. No, he just basically kind of let the other guys start kind of catching him because he didn't want to be the rider making the mistakes, what he said. So he felt like, you know what, he was ready to give in if they were to get to him because he just wanted to conserve. He didn't want to be the crazy rider that he has been in the past. And you know what ended up happening? They all end up making the mistakes, not Forkner, and Forkner ends up winning the race again. I think it was Justin Cooper in second, and then Chase Sexton in third. Mitchell Oldenburg takes out Alex Martin. Troll Train. I guess that's payback for Alex Martin destroying Martin Davalos in Minneapolis, which if you guys didn't know, he did take him out in there. Obviously, both not intentional, but they did happen. So that's how the 250s come out. It is 52 points for Austin Forkner. Another perfect weekend right in a row. Goes pole position in qualifying 2 weeks in a row. Goes 1-1 in his heat races so far, and 1-1 in main events. So he is currently the fastest and the pretty much honestly undeniable fastest guy there. I think you could say Jordan Smith is pretty quick, second fastest, possibly even a contender for that. So is Chase Sexton, so is Justin Cooper. These guys just have to really get that consistency down. But it's nice to know, in my opinion, as a Pro Circuit Cali fan, that they have the red plates right now, and they are the dominant team. Well, maybe not dominant team all the way, as you know, obviously Monster Energy Yamaha is quite clearly killing it as well. But yeah, Forkner has the red plate with 52 points. Flawless season so far. Let's see if he can keep it up. You know, I could see him going undefeated, but at the same time, I could also see him very easily throwing this championship away. So, I'm pretty sure that Forkner is going to win the championship, but I'm not completely sold that he's going to be able to do it easily. I think that he's going to definitely have some throwaway races. As long as he doesn't get injured, though, I think just the same thing with AC. If they both stay up on the bike and can, you know, salvage the seasons and finish them out strong, they will both be champions at the end of the season. So that wraps it up for the 250 talk. Let's talk about the 450s. And wow, I'm utterly disappointed with the 450s. Exciting race, but very disappointed in Eli Tomac. Ends up getting like a third place, I think, start, and rolled on into second place. Ken Roxon gets out front, and they're kind of having a decent battle. Then out of nowhere, you hear the crowd go wild, and I'm like, okay, well, something happened behind Eli and Kenny. And then I look back in the corners, and Eli is gone. Eli is fucking gone because he crashed. And then it goes to him. Finally, they realize that Tomac went down while they're talking about Kenny and Tomac's kind of, you know, battles and you know, maybe can Kenny get his first win since 2017. And it pans back to him. He's in fucking 7th place, I believe. He was in 7th place, about 7 seconds behind Cole Seeley. I thought that as long as Tomac could just, you know, maybe get back to where he was and just keep riding the way he was at the beginning of the race, which in my opinion he would have won the race if he would have stayed up. He would have very easily caught back up and at least got a top 5, salvaged some points, maybe even gotten a top 3, depending on how quick he really rode, and all that good stuff. However, unfortunately for me, and my surprise, Tomac just gave up. Now, there's no official word. In my opinion, it looked like he gave up. He probably had something. Maybe there was something wrong with the bike. Maybe he just got hurt. Maybe he was just like, okay, well, this sucks, and I can't ride very well because I'm tight. Or maybe his heart rate spiked too much and he just ran out of energy entirely. He was just done. No idea. I have no explanation. I'm irritated. I don't know. I'm pulling for Tomac, but I'm about to pull out the panic button, as Steve Mathis has said on the Pulp MX show. Like, we might have to dust this button off for Tomac again. It's like, I feel like this season is the one season where he should have this on lock, and he could have it on lock still. He just has to ride like the normal Eli Tomac that we see. Now, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just going to, you know what, I'm going to stop talking about Tomac because I'm going to ramble way too much. And let's move on. So, moving forward, the top 3 were Muscan, Roxon, and Cooper Webb. Now, Cooper Webb and Ken Roczen probably had the best battle and obviously had the closest finish in Supercross history, which is amazing just to talk about. That's awesome. You know, you always want to witness history, and noting that we witnessed history in 2019, almost said 18. Wow, I'm old. Yeah, that's the closest race in history. 0.2 seconds. Maybe it was 0.02. I don't know how close the actual... No, it wasn't 0.2. It was 0.02 seconds, maybe 0.002. I don't remember exactly. But that is so close, and that is insane. It ended up that Ken Roczen just, you know, he couldn't hold him off. He just got so close, and Cooper Webb just rode amazing. Kenny ended up having like the faster first part of the race. I think he even had the fastest lap in general of a 49, but he just ended up running slower laps at the end of the race. And Cooper Webb had the more faster laps out of both of them, and it was just, you know, that's how the cookie crumbled. If you're a Kenny fan, you still look good because he's been the most consistent rider so far. But like, when is this win gonna come for you? Like for Kenny, you know, it's just when. I don't think it's an if now. I think it's definitely a win because he has just gotten so close. Like, I feel like he's been second so many times this season, and I don't know. I haven't got that stat in front of me. I don't really stat watch, but I'm sure he's gotten the most second places out of everybody this season, and it's just got to be so frustrating and so annoying to see that he has been that close each time, and it's like, I don't know. Props to Cooper Webb though. 4 wins this season. This easily could be his championship to lose. I mean, you go into this season thinking Cooper Webb is going to be nothing. I did. I personally, I'll admit that. I didn't think Cooper Webb was going to do shit. I thought he was just going to race like normal, and it was going to be the Eli Tomac, Marvin Musquin show, and Jason Anderson was going to battle Kenny the entire time, and Marv and Eli were just going to sit there and destroy this championship, and it was going to be a good battle throughout the whole series. Maybe Tomac ends up pulling out a huge gap like he normally does. Who knows? You know, maybe Tomac comes in and tears it up. Obviously not this season, and that's not how it's going. So I'm excited that this season has been so exciting, and I'm excited that Cooper Webb has brought that number 2 right back up because I was a Villapoto fan. I'm a huge Villapoto fan. I love Villapoto. RV is fucking awesome. Also a Cowie fan though, so maybe Monster Energy Cowie will be like, you know what, fuck Joey Savacci, let's keep AC and Eli Tomac, and let's bring in number 2. Get that number 2 back on a green bike, you know what I mean? We already went to Yamaha, now it's Yamaha, Cowie, and KTM. All have number 2. So, I don't know. I think Cooper Webb is riding amazingly, and I'm so stoked that there's a new contender. It's funny, because he came into the season saying this is just a rebuild year. I'm not expecting to go out there and do extremely well, but the Baker's factory is producing something out of him that is amazing, and it's got to be impressing him too. Like, there's no way that you're not impressed with yourself when you're riding that well. And I don't know. I'm stoked that there's somebody else that's, you know, viable for this championship. I didn't think that Anderson was really that good of a contender. Over the past couple years, I still don't think he's that good. I think that he just got lucky, and okay, he won the championship. I get that. People have been telling me that every single time that I mention this, but he literally got handed that championship by Marv and by Eli, and Marv still almost took the championship from him. That's sad, man. That's sad. So, regardless, I'm excited to see what this season holds. Very cool season so far, and obviously Cooper Webb comes away with the red plate and a 2-point lead over Ken Roczen. I believe Eli is still in 4th place, but he is at like 134 points, something like that, maybe a little bit more. He's far down, and it's not looking good for him. And maybe he can pick it up, maybe he can't. Who knows? I'm hoping he can start just cranking out wins, and if he starts cranking out wins now, he can easily win this championship, especially the way that every single finish has gone. If Tomac just starts going off on wins, Tomac will win this championship. There's no doubt in my mind. But if Cooper Webb keeps on winning these races, he's going to go on a tear, and he's not going to lose championships. He's going to be the next Villapoto. He's going to be the next Dunge. He's literally going to go on tears in championships if he keeps this up. In fact, I guarantee you, by the year 2021, Cooper Webb will have a Supercross title. So it's either going to be this year or next year, but I guarantee he has a Supercross championship by then, and maybe even 2. It could even be 2. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions on Arlington were, and Minneapolis. Also San Diego. I don't think I covered San Diego, but Tomac won that. Yep, so did AC. Green for the win. That's what I'm talking about. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions on the race, and on obviously who you think is going to win this week in Detroit. Again, this track is available on PlayStation 4. It is Detroit 2019, built by myself, and all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, my name is Moto, and I'm out. Peace. Goodbye.